Sound check. We're at Boyd Street and we are checking audio on the microphone for Bar TV. We good? The Pat Shepperton Memorial Shield is in play as we're about to kick off round 6 of the Rugby League Gold Coast Queensland Traffic Offenders Program A-grade competition. We're at Boyd Street this afternoon for our Bar TV feature match. We kick off now. It's the Tugun Seahawks hosting the Southport Tigers to start round 6. As he said, Tugun come into this one off their first win of the season last time out. It was a solid win too. 28 points the margin over Balambal 6 days ago. 13 days ago, rather. We had a break for Easter. And, of course, they're coming into this one seeking their second win of the season. Currently placed 5th on the ladder. For Southport, well, they're one position off the top, although they were on the wrong side of a 24-10 scoreline against Burleigh last time out. So two teams eager to take 3 points out of this one for different reasons. That's a skewed one, and it's going to be out on the full. So a loosener early on for the Tigers, who had the first run of the football. We'll go through the teams as they assemble again. It's a largely unchanged lineup for Tugun. They are starting 1 to 13 on the field, although a couple of changes. So it's Wyndham Peachy at fullback as per normal for Tugun. On the wing, Cody Parsons and Troy Canning. The centres, who did well last week, Curtis McDonald and Tim Cassidy. As you see, the Tigers, in fact, do bring it up now. Isaac Warboys and Jacob Grant, the halves combination. Sam Meskel is at hooker. Props Josh Harvey and Nick Harrell. The second row is Bryce Thomas and Robert Apanui. Aidan Lee's a lock, and a bench of Zach Jones, Macaulay Dawson, Levi Norton and Ethan Roberts. The Tigers still bringing it up now. Brought to ground is Zach Walsh, who's playing against his old club this afternoon for the first time. Now Anand brought down. In fact, it's come loose. And it'll be a scrum for the Seahawks. So as we said, the Southport Tigers, rather. Campbell Pirahi at fullback. It's Tahia Watini and Corey Walker on the wings. The centres are Lee Turner and Jack Conlon, we believe. We had 2 number 3s on our team sheet, so we'll just try and confirm that as we go. Zach Walsh is in wearing number 6 today. Kobe Anand, number 7. Jacob Pottinger is the hooker. It's Luke Paulson and Daniel Natai, the props. Oh, I just nearly spilt. It's awkward. It's Pirahi who's managed to knock it backwards again. Oh, and that's a high shot. And that's not going to be taken kindly. What's that exactly? I don't think it was particularly reckless. It's going to go on report, though. Aidan Lee that was being called out. Just take the tap and run this one, will the Tigers. It's Paulson bringing it into contact. So he originally had him on the bench, but he has started this one. Been moved in, so as we said, well, we were just getting to him in the lineup, so Paulson and Nyata the props. To Fakatihi and also Tavita Falau, we think, on the second row. We're just trying to get confirmation of the numbers. It's gone through the hands. It's Watini who's brought down. And then through the hands, Nyata will bring it into contact. What they're going to do here, is it going to go low? Is it going to go high? They're going to try a little chip. Watini bats it back in. That's about all he can do, but they've gone into touch. No, they managed to keep it in the field of play, so the Seahawks will come up with it deep in their own territory. And in fact, we're going to have time off now. So it's Zach Walsh who's laying prone not too far in front of our Bar TV camera. We just finished the lineups for Southport as well. Dallas Donnelly in the lock position. And an interchange of Simeone Atta, Lachlan Douglas, Rudolph Kane, and it's Carlo Alimbayong. I think I'm not... As you said, a little bit of confusion on the team sheet, but we're pretty sure that's how they're starting at the moment. So the Seahawks will play the ball now, get things back underway again. Nice little offload, and they'll make a few more metres here. In fact, a few more again. So Nick Harold carried a few forward there. Nice movement out wide, although it's broken down now. Knock forward and we'll set for a scrum. As we said, it's the Pat Shepardson Memorial Shield that's up for grabs in this match today as well. Person who had connections with both of these clubs. So just a little bit extra, and a couple playing against their old clubs as well. Zach Walsh, as we just mentioned. So the Tigers will bring it up now just inside the Seahawks half. And that's Whakatihi. And we've got another one, so we've got offside. So we'll start the count again, and the Tigers are just monopolising the use of the ball at the moment. Brought up by Donnelly. Whakatihi goes on his own. Manages to steal a few more metres. I'll hold him up just in front of the try line. Now trying to spread the ball. Walsh is back on his feet now after we had that brief stoppage for him to be attended to. And takes the tackle. Bustling run from Ngatai. Forward. I'll be with the Seahawks again and we'll see what they can do. So as we said, Tugun coming into this one with just the one victory out of the 4 they've played so far, but that was their most recent game. They got up 46 points to 18 away against Bilambil. And the centres really had a day out as well. Really solid performance. Couple of tries for Curtis McDonald and 3 for Tim Cassidy, who take up the centre positions again this afternoon at Boyd Street. As we said, it's round 6 of Rugby League Gold Coast A grade. And the first time we're featuring Tugun this season in the match of the round. Just need to keep control of the ball at the moment and make a few metres. It's brought up by Harold. And Grant's knocked down. It's gathered back up. Big chance for Southport. They're going to... Should be first points. It is going to be first points. It is Lee Turner in the corner. Referee gives us the signal, and the Tigers go up 4-0. So again, just a moment for Tugun. They turn over the ball, and this time they are punished for it. You have to think that's probably been coming based on the pattern of play so far. So we have established it is indeed Lee Turner, who is in number 3. We'll try and work out which one Tavita Falau is wearing a bit later on. Kobe Annan from right on the sideline. The kicking tee is literally a couple of centimetres just inside the touchline. Just underneath our Bar TV camera. It's a slightly swirling wind, mostly a southerly so far this afternoon. Challenging kick. It's going around, it's going across the face. So we stay at 4-zip in favour of the visitors. As we tick over towards the 10-minute mark at Boyd Street. Oh, not dealt with well. In fact, spilt by Pottinger. Now maybe a chance for Tugun. They'll have some field position and they'll have a rare spell with the ball. It's been rare so far. It's been pretty much all Southport until now. It's a relatively short dropout. They do come up with it, the men in blue and white. I'll have a chance to try and make something of this. Thomas with the first hit up. Bryce Thomas, that is. Searching back in the middle of the park, Harold. Couple to bring him down. Flat ball brought to ground just under the posts. Last tackle, it's going to go a grubber. It's going to be scooped up. Can he bring it out if he's in goal? Yes, just. And in fact, going to have a penalty here. A relieving penalty again for Southport. Go back inside, spread through a couple. Nyatai is wrapped up now. Well, they managed just to pinch a few more metres and eventually they bring him to ground. Kick. And it's a good chase. He's met well. Seahawks with it again. I think this might just be their third set. I think I'm counting straight off the top of my head. And they're going to get a bit of a ride out of here now. Bryce Thomas brings it up, and now it's Harvey. And Harold offloads, back in for Upper Nui. Nice movement out wide. There could be a chance on here. No, the orange shirts form and do enough. So they come back central. What can they do? Loose ball. Still loose. Is that knocked back or knocked forward? Referee says the latter. So as we said, this match kicking off round 6 of the Gold Coast A-grade competition. A little bit later this afternoon, it's Runaway Bay hosting Bilambil, and then tomorrow the Burleigh Bears welcome Ormo down the coast. It's out now, and in fact we're going to go again here. We are under the flight path just next door to the airport. I take it you probably heard that through the effects mic. Now we're underway. The Tigers coming out of their own 22. And a little shimmy, dummy half run. It's a few more metres. And keep the Seahawks on their toes. That was Watini. Slightly more conventional this time. And they're going to earn a penalty there. He's holding on too long. And in fact, someone who's... Yep. I thought someone was going to be called out, and he just got stuck behind another player. It's Nick Harold. So... who is the captain of the Tugun Seahawks. So probably just a warning about discipline in general. There's a few penalties they've given away already, the hosts. And run from Nyatai. Inside ball to Donnelly. He's in his regular lock position. Inside, Nyatai. Done a bit of work already this afternoon. In fact, sorry, that was Whakatihi. Does a lot of work. Brought up 150 games for Southport last weekend. And dropped the ball now. So, of course, it's being his 151st. A belated congratulations on bringing up the milestone. Our first chance to say so. McDonald, he scored a couple last week. Now taken down is Bryce Thomas. Harold. Draws 4 in the end into the tackle. 3, 4, 3. Standing a bit low at the moment. Such as where we're tethered to the camera. Rolled through. And the Tigers will bring it up out of their own territory again. It's with and we got time off. And here we're just going to play it again. Moment of confusion. We are underway again though. Decent fend. They just move it through the hands. That was Whakatihi again. He manages to get it away. And Anand is brought down. Donnelly. Quick hands, Watini, who grubbers. They look for a regather. It's Pirahi. Good offload. Great offload, in fact. And Zach Walsh goes over. Wonderful try for the Tigers, and they are 8-0 up now. Well, a ball like that deserves something, and it got something. So a really good movement there and a good chance now for Southport to add the extras through Kobe Anand. No problems with the conversion, and it is a 10-point margin for the visitors of Southport. So Tugun Seahawks 0, the Southport Tigers 10. About halfway through the first half. By Alimba Yong. Just making solid ground now at the middle of the park. They move it a bit wider now. Nyatai. Still shift it. Is it forward? No, they're happy with it. And it'll be a turnover now. Bryce Thomas. Aiden Lee. Go blindside now, and a slightly early kick. It is fielded well though. I think that was Lee Turner. Up with it is Conlon. He spins nearly out of the tackle, but he does make a bit more ground. Just coming a bit easier to the Tigers at the moment. Making up the metres. And again, they're already up to halfway. Nearly a breakthrough here. Donnelly's eventually brought to ground. There is one lying on the ground middle of the park. Can't quite see who that is. It's last tackle. It's a ball over the top. Wattini's chasing after it. It's going to be shepherded out. And we're going to pause for the injury. See that again. It wasn't the longest of kicks, but again, Southport not quite, but near enough going the length of the field with the set. Tugun, they just need a couple of solid sets at the moment, try and get something going. It's been a stuttering start for them. Of course, we're edging towards 25-minute mark. So it looks like we're about to get a start again. Still a warmish day down near the border. You certainly wouldn't complaining for being right into the guts of autumn by any stretch. So it will be the Seahawks with the scrum now. We are underway again. And in fact, it's already been dropped. And they give the ball away in the dangerous area again. And another chance for Southport, almost a perfect place to start the set. Of course it is. Zach Walsh, who is dual registered for Tweed for Intrust Super Cup. He's playing today. Go far side. Anand. He was actually swapped positions with Walsh today, according to the team sheets I've seen. Fakatihi is going to brace through. And Fakatihi crashes over. It's another try for Southport. It's 14-0 for the visitors. So the captain leading by example. And putting a decent margin between themselves and the Tugun Seahawks at the moment. Can they make it 16? Looks good. It's a close one. Touchy likes it. And the extras are added. Some in the crowd trying to claim that one did go wide. It was close. That was just caught. Doesn't matter, it's on the score sheet now, and we go again. The Tigers again. Solid hit. He just about manages to get out of it, but not quite. It's been a better set in defence so far for the Seahawks. Well, now they find some joy, the Tigers do, on this side. Fakatihi, who just scored their third try of the match. Back inside now, it's a last. It's been given away. It will be the Seahawks come up with it, but they've conceded again a knock on. It's a fortuitous moment for the Tigers this time. Nothing going right for the hosts at the moment. It's the second time in the last few minutes that the Tigers have just got their tackle count wrong too, in fact. Caught with the ball on the last. Well, they were not quite caught that time, but they might as well have been. And then they still get it back to them. So still probing good. Oh, nearly through. Coughs it up. It was Simeone Atta. He looked like he'd been put into space, but they just got a hand and knocked it loose. It goes with Bryce Thomas. Tugun will have a penalty now. It's not quite retiring their distance, Tigers. I'll just take the tap and I'll go with Ethan Roberts, who's on the field now. Obviously, the point was that he didn't start. Through the hands again, Jacob Grant, they spread it. Not quite, not yet, but they're getting closer. They need something. As we go into the final 10 minutes of the half pretty soon. Grant, they move it to the left. Just under the post. We're looking for something. Quick little run from dummy half. And Mescal's over. And they do get one. So it's the first try of the afternoon for the Seahawks. And it's 16 plays 4. So it's 16-4 now. It should soon be 16-6. It's Troy Canning who is on kicking duties today. And as you suspect, no problems from there, so that's the extras. So the call just then was to watch the kickoff. They're thinking that Wynn might hold this one up. It's almost died down now, though they're still wary of it coming short, whether by accident or by design. We saw this problem in one of the earlier grade matches, just trying to get the ball to sit there on the tee. It's been a challenge so far, yeah. As I was saying, we're going to go the old-fashioned way. The human kicking tee, it does go short. A chance for a contest here. And in fact, it is Lee Turner that comes up with it. Again, for Southport. Now, Paulson. The ex-Old Bar Pirate. Spread wide again by Walsh. Brought up by Nyatai. And then Conlon. It's brought to ground. Searching crossfield kick. It's going to come back to Watini, who can't take control of it. The question was asked, it was the last tackle. I don't think it was, so we will play the scrum. Parsons. He's met strongly and they're wrestling to ground. They're asking for the penalty, not going to get it. They looked offside. No. Ethan Roberts. In fact, they were. So relieving kick. They get a piggyback out of there. Cassidy. Again, it's wasted. There's a real opportunity there. It is 10 points, it's the difference. And now they've been marched. And in fact, we got one's been sent to the bin. Was it 9, I think, was the call. It was indeed. Sam Meskel, who just scored the first try for Tugun. That will be the end of his half. He's sent to the bin. I can only imagine it was back chat. So we know why they'll march now as well. Now they'll have to hang on with 12. As we said, for either side, a really important time these last 5 minutes now. What can the Tigers fashion here? Have looked dangerous a number of times already. Paulson holds on to it. Go back blind. Conlon is met strongly. Paulson again. Oh, it breaks through. Paulson! Is he over? He likes it. Referee likes it as well. And Luke Paulson gets on the board now. And it's 20 points to 6 for Southport.
Southport by number 8, Luke Paulson. Southport 20, Luke Tugun 6.
It's been said how much work Paulson has done in earlier matches this season. You can see there 2 hit-ups out of 3, but in the end, he was just too much for them. Sledge's come from behind me. Surely he misses this. You would not think from there. So it is actually, yeah, my apologies. It is actually Zach Walsh in 7 in the end. So it was a friendly sledge from some of his former teammates. Walsh, yeah, surely he would score from there, wouldn't he? So it is Zach Walsh, in fact. That is indeed in number 7 today. And he makes it 22 points to 6. For Southport. A scramble for the commentator to rejig all his notes. Hit and spin, I think that was it Paulson again, was it? Somebody stop him. Couldn't stop him before, that was the problem. They do manage to stop him though. Again, although he gets out of this one, a bustling run in the end. More valuable meters. They can just about maybe put this half to bed now with a decent set here. Turner was looking for a ball away, but in the end just takes it to ground. Offload from Fakatihi, who's also scored today. Still going. Walsh managed to get it away and work their way to halfway. Last tackle now. They'll have to be mindful of that one. We've seen them mess this up a couple of times already. They are. It's gone high. It's going to hold up slightly in the breeze. Contested ball. Oh, they come up with it again. How do you like it? And that was Zach Walsh, who gathered it up. And that's a really vital try on the stroke of half time. Well, well, well. Zach Walsh really punishing his old club now. I'm glad we got his name right by now, helped out by the ground announcer. So the hooter has just gone. This will be the last play of the half. And it's going to be a 28-6 scoreline into the break in favour of the visitors, the Southport Tigers. Be a short walk into the sheds for both teams. It's been all Southport really so far. Tugun with the one try. They just really haven't had any of the ball. So at the break at Boyd Street on Bar TV Sports, it is the Tugun Seahawks 6 trailing the Southport Tigers 28. We'll be back for the second half shortly. And we're back on Bar TV Sports for our feature match in round 6 of the Queensland Traffic Offenders Program Rugby League Gold Coast A-grade competition. And we are at Boyd Street, but for the hosts, they have work to do. It's the Tugun Seahawks with just the one converted try from that first half, but they've shipped 28 so far against the Southport Tigers, who will have the wind at their backs, probably physically, certainly metaphorically, for the second half, which we're about to get underway. Of course, another try on half-time, scored and converted by a former Seahawk in Zach Walsh, just to rub salt into the wounds, which puts them well clear for the second half. 40 minutes for the Seahawks to find something as they search for their second win of the campaign. And they do start with the ball. And it's Macaulay Dawson who was wrapped up in possession of the pill. Apanui, and then a short one back inside. Was it Apanui or was it Ethan Roberts? I think it was Apanui. Anyway. Just counting them as well. They're, of course, starting with 12. They're 12 for about the first 5 minutes of this half after Mescal was put in the bin for, we think it was some back chat in the latter stages of that first half. That was not long after he'd scored as well, and now they've dropped it. Have Tugun, another error. It's a pattern of the first half. You can't score points without the ball. Seems obvious to say, but that was one of their biggest problems. Just turning it over regularly. And so to the men in orange for what should be their first run of the ball for the second half. We're going to go again though. Must look like we had someone trying to hook it early from the back row. Now we're underway for the Tigers. Lee Turner, who has a try to his name so far. In fact, the first one just inside 10 minutes. Oh, it's a pretty ordinary pass. They come up with it and they did lose it in the end though. I thought maybe, but they couldn't quite gather it up. So they're going to give it back to the men in blue and white. Just about the halfway line. Slightly off centre in our camera and commentary position. I've been fooled by the 40-metre line already, I think, so far today. So apologies for that. And there's local traps I've not called here before. Ball is out now and with the Seahawks. Calls for offside, and they were. That was Ethan Roberts with the run. It was Simeoniata making the tackle, just didn't get back in time. So they play the tap, and Thomas hits it up. And Mescal is coming back on now. So they'll have the full 13. Oh, run through a big hole, and the referee's got in the way there as well. And Macaulay Dawson says thank you very much. And a moment of luck that the Seahawks certainly needed. And they score first points in the second half. Through Macaulay Dawson, the seas just parted for him. Well, needless to say, they certainly needed that. And should be pretty straightforward for Troy Canning to add another 2 points. It's his second kick from right in front of the afternoon. Duly converts. $28 points to 12. Oh.
Southport 28, leading 2-12.
Whatever it takes. They haven't updated the scoreboard yet, in fact, but it is 28-12. I thought they'd be right onto that. The hosts. Roberts. Met strongly, but manages to get it away. They scrounge a couple more metres. Whip down at the legs, but they're getting a quick play of the ball, and they're getting a bit of ground here. So they bring it towards halfway. Last tackle now. What are they going to do here? It's a miss hit. I think Roberts was offside. Yep. Well, he certainly wasn't expecting it. Have updated the scoreboard now. And again, they just can't quite get that momentum going. Can they, Tugun? Atta will rise to play the ball. It's Rudolph Kane at dummy half. This is Pottinger. And they spread it across the park. Whakatihi brought down. Lachlan Douglas, solid run. Again, they go that far side, all the way out to the wing, in fact, all the way over to the touchline in front of the Tugun Legs Club, and you can bet the home supporters didn't mind seeing that. Still in fine voice, trying to rally their troops over there by the sounds of things. So, Seahawks try and get out of their half again here. Oh, good hit. From, I think that might have been Yatai even. Sure was. Ball and all tackle. It's Roberts. It's taken off him. Is that a loose carry or is it a penalty? It's going to be a pen. So they'll be able to piggyback their way out of here this time. Not trying to pinch too many metres. You don't want to get that one held up in the breeze, although it has just died down somewhat momentarily. It's fluctuating. It's from left to right on your Bar TV screen. Roberts. He's been involved in a bit lately. Happy to just play the ball there. Looking for an offload, but no one there to pass it to for, I think it was Walker. Still asking for that penalty. Not quite. Meskel goes on his own. Has he lost it? He has lost it. And that one was a loose carry. You just see it pop out above his shoulder. And men in orange will have the feed, but we're going to have another break in play. It is Roberts, isn't it? I've mistaken he before, but it is Ethan Roberts. He's going to take up his position again. Time is back on. It's out of the scrum. It's Conlon. Draws 4. Early kick, trying to catch him out. They've turned Wyndham Peachy around. He's got a bit of room to do. They're herring up Wyndham Peachy. Gets past one. He's not going to get past them. Still waiting for all the men in blue to get back into line. Good organised defence again from Southport. It's a Virgin Airbus from wherever it's come from. Landing at Coolangatta. Breaks through, offloads, gone to feet. It's gone to ground. They were trying, they were forcing it. They're going to have to take chances like that. But that one didn't come off. Go. Conlon. Hits, spins. Ditto. Can't get out of it though. Walker is brought down about halfway. And then Lachlan Douglas. They keep going that way. Through a couple of hands. Lee Turner. Ball out the back, but behind. So if it stays as it is, then it would be Southport taking the 3 competition points for the win, and they would temporarily go 1 behind Burleigh. Of course, Burleigh hosting Ormo tomorrow afternoon. So you'd say the Bears are heavily favoured there. 5 wins out of 5 as compared to 1 out of 4 for Ormo. Penalty to the Seahawks. A chance to get into an attacking zone now. Catch. asking for a penalty of their own. They're not going to get it. Walsh. Douglas. It's Donnelly, who carries him a couple more metres. Walsh not quite through. What's the option here for Anand? Go skyward. Well taken. Just getting hemmed in a bit here now, Tugun. Going to need a decent kick here to try and get out and get themselves out of pressure. It's Walker. Referee spotted an infringement. Decent touch finder from Walsh. Conlon. Limbiong. They spread it wide. Walsh gets out of it. In fact, it's Turner. It's Turner. Has he scored? Yep, he sure has. And that might just about be the clincher for Southport. They'll go 14 points ahead. First points of the half, but that may be all they need in the end. And it was Lee Turner who got us underway just about 10 minutes in. He has his second try of the afternoon with just over 10 minutes to go. And Tugun need to score 3 times now at least. You'd suspect that might be a bridge too far. Walsh is just set to make it ever so slightly more difficult for them as well. He nudges it over. It's 34-18. They drop it in short, but Limbyong was wise to it. Taken slightly high was Paulson, who has a try to his name today. Walsh. And they go our aerial route. Unchallenged was Peachy. There's an offload from, it was Cassidy, and I think it might have been Grant that just came up with it. It was Roberts getting it away. So they keep it alive. They're looking for another offload, but they decide to take it to ground this time. But they've made some good ground here. This is the last. Again, it's a short one in. It's not effective. So it'll be Corey Walker. Crawls it forward. Conlon from the base of the ruck. It's fairly straightforward, 10 metres or so. Got here. Get told to take it on the mark, and we go again. Is that Whakatihi? Donnelly. And then Paulson goes on his own. And why not? And was that forward? Yep. Found Rudolph Kane, but Rudolph Kane was standing in front of him. Worth chancing your arm in that situation, of course. Might as well. It's just over 5 minutes to go now. It's all over bar the shouting. So we finally get a scrum and get it out of there. It's Roberts tackled. And Roberts again, he's managed to get through this time. He's looking for support, which he does find. And still they go on. And it'll be a try. So Probably just a consolation in the end, but a reward for effort. Ethan Roberts in particular, who helped make that happen. It was Cody Parsons who put it down in the end. Canning, little chip, and it's wide. And he blots his copybook. So it's 2 converted tries in it with about 5 to go. It's not impossible, but it's going to be very difficult from here. And Southport still threatening to add another of their own. So they're just going to smack it long from the kickoff. He got there eventually. So can they get some help out of their half? Forced back there though. Roberts. Showing good energy still is Ethan Roberts, but he's lost the pill. So they're trying to get this set quickly. And they'll force time off. Wind's just picked up as well, blowing a southerly. Walsh, they eventually stop him. That's going to come out as well. No? Oh, we'll say that. Yeah, okay. All right. Southport have it still. Yes, Paulson. Got my 8s and 18s mixed up for a sec. Whakatihi. Donnelly. It's tackled. We are going to keep going. It's just got a bit chilly here now. There's a field goal attempt. It's knocked down. So it's Olimbiong and then off to Conlon and then to Walker. That was an interesting passage. Interesting that they'd feel the need to go for the field goal at the moment. But anyway, they wanted to make sure of it. Kane is brought to ground. Rudolph Kane. Paulson. Not getting through that time. Walsh. Walsh might offload to Pottinger, who's over. And if it was in doubt, then it sure isn't anymore. It's better than a field goal. It's 4 points. It should soon be 6. Jacob Pottinger gets himself a try. And we're probably going to hear the hooter pretty soon as well. It's another try right at the end of the half for Southport. Of course, this will put them, this will take them ahead of Currumbin, who have the bye this weekend. In fact, they'll both go to 14, won't they? This will be Southport with a points difference. So it looks like we might get one more play. Nah. Referee says that's enough. So a solid win in the end for the Southport Tigers. They've come down the coast and they've taken victory at Boyd Street. Led from about the 9th minute until the end of the 80th. Went in half-time, a solid 28-6 up. Tightened up a bit. It looked like it might really tighten at one stage. Tugun got close, but in the end, not enough. So, full-time at Boyd Street, it's the Southport Tigers 40 defeating the Tugun Seahawks 22. That's been our match of the round from the Gold Coast A grade on Bar TV Sports. Hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to have your company next time. Bye for now.